Hello guys, Moukass here. So today I wanted to give a small update about the game because it has changed so much since the last updates. Since the construction actually, I think the game is evolving very quickly. It's very interesting. Maybe it's also because of Rel joined the team and he's pushing some new ideas. And there's some things that I like, things that I don't like. So I'm gonna talk about it in this video. So first thing I noticed is that the performance is much better. Right now as I'm still not in high graphics because when I'm in big fights my performance drops to like to 30, 40, it's terrible. So with the shadows off and the flora off, I keep a good frame rate. So this is pretty good. Apart from that, it was really nice to have a double XP guys, to farm so much farming guys. I had crazy kill streak recently. Since the heavy nerf, we can see much more variety in the classes that people play. Like the infiltrator is much more powerful now. SMG infields are very powerful. Like for example with the Cyclone SMG. And the Rebel and the EMPs can do a lot of damage and stay off the radar. Actually it's a very strong class to play at night, like because people have a much harder time spotting you in the night. So I really like this variety in gameplay. The light assault is also much more interesting because the heavy assault is have been nerfed and their shield is not as powerful. So this is a small thing, but it has changed the game a lot, the balance between classes. So for example they added a new weapon called the NSX Tomahawk, and it's the first weapon that has like a 0.3 headshot damage multiplier, which is very interesting. Like this is a very new mechanic in PlanetSide 2. Like for now all the weapons had the same damage multiplier. Maybe they could add the new kind of weapons with this, with the damage with the damage that is localized. So it's a very interesting addition. I also tried the Naginata. It's a new NS LMG that has a lot of bullets and it reloads very fast, and I really like its sound. And what I like the most in this freaking LMG is the scope. This scope is amazing. Like for the one-time scope, it's like the best scope ever. I want this on all the other weapons. But actually for the weapon it's I don't like the recoil pattern, and I seem to leave always my enemies with the quarter of their health, and I cannot finish them. Sometimes it's weird, so I quickly. Actually, there's a bug with the flash. The vertical kick is very strong, and the damage is not that high, so you have to compensate a lot with the mouse. So actually, I'm not a big fan, but it's cool to have new weapons to try. I would prefer like Empire-specific weapons, but NS is good too. I guess it's much easier for them to do this because it's for all the factions.
Yeah, piece of cake. Outstanding. Want to turn up the heat.
So there's also some new skins for the heavy assault. Like for example, the EM6 LMGs has a new skin that looks really nice. Same for the Rebel pistol. I love this pistol. It's a very high damage. You can kill with 2 headshots at close range. So I use it a lot recently. I'm trying to get the Araxam medal. I don't know how much kills I have. I have the Araxam already, lol! I didn't realize, guys. I had the Araxam with the Rebel. Right now, when you get the Araxam medal, you don't see the notification as well as before. Like with the medal showing in front of your screen. Like I freaking had the Araxam. I'm shocked, guys. Because I was playing with this pistol since like 1 year, I think. Since 1 year I'm using this pistol to get the Araxam. Because I'm not forcing myself. I'm just using it like as a normal secondary. Now I'll try another gun. And I also like the new scopes. Now you can add scopes on pistols. For example, on the Rebel, it's amazing because it's like very accurate and it has very high damage. You can kill at range. If you do the headshots, you can kill like in a few shots even at range. So another thing that's very interesting is the construction system that has changed a lot. Like now there is so many buildings you can build. Like there's the big towers, small towers, all kinds of walls. There is the vehicle gates. It's very interesting, and all the bases are unique, so that's also very cool. They fit well in the terrain. Usually they're in the most advantageous spots to defend, like next to a mountain or next to the edge of the map. But actually, what I don't like is actually we don't fight that often in these fights, in these bases. Like it's very hard to approach these bases, so finally most people just ignore them and leave them where they are, until like one big outfit, like they organize themselves, they do a big gold drop and they take it down, like in one drop. So It's really nice sometimes for some bases, but most of the bases, like, we never fight there. Don't know why. Like, fights don't happen there easily. Like, people can just ignore these bases and keep fighting in the normal bases. So I think we should have more motivation to attack these bases. Another thing that I'm complaining about since very long is the lack of spawns. Like Vindicore talked about this very recently in one of his videos. I think we need more spawns in PlanetSide 2 to encourage like fights in between the bases. For example, here we are on Esamir. I'm really tired of Esamir. This continent. I'm very bored of this continent. I'm trying to avoid it at all costs because it's very stale. Like, it's always the same thing. This map almost never change. Like at Andvari Bar Lab there's a stalemate. Mani Bar Lab there's a stalemate. Not Amp Station there's a stalemate. And inside in the middle there's another stalemate. It's the Saero Listening Post, Exatech Plant, and Waterstone's Redemption. So the big bases never flip, and only the small bases flip, and it's getting very boring. So I'm tired of this continent. I would like that they change it someday. I prefer Amrush and Hassin most, but there's very rarely fights in these continents. One thing added by the construction system that I really like is that the new spawn tubes. We can now build spawn tubes called the Elysian spawn tubes, and there is not even a respawn timer. You can spawn infinitely on these. It's very funny to when to respawn in chains, even if you get killed, and then you get revenge. So I like that there is new spawns, but you cannot build these spawn tubes anywhere. Like there is a very large no deploy zones when you're using an ant. You cannot build close to the other bases. So these Elysian spawn tubes are most of the time like in the middle of nowhere. You don't know what to do with it. Like, you spawn there and then you have nothing to do in this area. You cannot be that really useful. The Ant is a very interesting vehicle. Like, I have not been using it that much. I'm not a big builder, but I've seen many people like they freaking love this to build stuff. And actually the vehicle is pretty powerful. I've seen people farming with it, like Wawa is farming. You put a Fury on it, and sometimes you can use the shield, sometimes the cloak, and it goes very fast. Damn. Alright. They just locked the continents. Another thing I really like is that I really don't like is that I wanted to talk about is that each time a continent is locked, like here, Esamir is locked, like it kills the fight instantly. All the fights die, so people have to redeploy to other continents, like, and it take a few minutes to create fights again. Like we need a system like when a fight is over on Esamir, for example, people get redeployed immediately and drop in the new continent, in the bases, like in the contested bases, not in the warp gate, so the fight don't get interrupted like that. This is something I really don't like. Like, each time a continent is locked, it's like a motivation to just leave the game, because you know there's not going to be interesting fights very quickly. That's a lot of rambling. So another thing I really like is the new vehicle spawning mechanics. Like right now you can pull vehicles at certain bases. If it's not contested, you can pull a vehicle directly from the spawn screen. Like here, if I want to pull a river, I can pull it directly there. It's like it reduces down times. I really like this for leading my squads. Sometimes because I often pull vehicles for them, and now I can do this directly from the spawn. It's really cool. So what class am I? I'm a light assault, and I have my river. It's like the class I wanted. It's really cool. I like this. So one last thing I want to talk about is the new reload animation for the bolt action rifles. Like, I think like before it was much better for the NC and the TR. It was the guy was reloading with this, I think, his right hand, and it was much more fluid. Now it's covering the screen. When you reload in between shots, I really don't like. Before it was better. I don't know why they changed this. Like, it was clearly better before. Anyway, I had to tell this because it's annoying me. This animation, what the hell is this animation? Looks terrible. So guys, that's it for the update. I hope you enjoyed the news. I hope you're well, guys. I'm really happy about where the game is going right now. Like, it's very interesting. There's new weapons. I didn't even mention the emissary is really nice. I really like this pistol. It's a good complement with shotguns. The game is really getting better and better. I love to see this. So good job Daybreak, good job Rel. You're doing good. Keep it up. Keep it up! So that's it guys. I'll let the video continue with some cool clips I had recently. Have a good day and I'll see you soon. Bye bye guys. Stay epic!